Shalom, Israel. Shalom, Bashim Yashabakapa to all the brothers out there. Shalom, Yahweh Shabbat, Bashim Yashab to all the sisters out there. This is ISUPK, Louisiana Sabbath service. Started out of 1 West 120th Street, Harlem, New York. We are here to educate blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans about their true heritage. And their true heritage be found often in the books of the Bible. You know, we just had what last week we had more blowing of the trumpets. And tomorrow, start a day of atonement. So whatever sin you may have committed unknowingly or knowingly, is time. Tomorrow is the time to atone for. That's something that the Lord requires you to do. It can be found in Leviticus, 23. But we are going to get this Sabbath service started. So I might jump up here. Yasharallah means to Israel. So turn, face the east. Give these prayers. This is the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. It reads, Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Wadash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Naba'ah, Batazaka, Hayah, Asha, Barataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashemayim, Lafarlanawa, Lakam, Ka, Yawan, Lasalat Lanawa, Kabawah Nawa, Salat Nawa, Kabawath Yanawa, Wala'ah, Labayanawa, Banasayarawan, Abal, Awashanawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalatwa, Wahala, Walapara, La Avalamion, Aman. In the English, read, Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever so be it. Bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Barak Lanawa. Waya Sharala. Waha Banat Baya. Saparian. Barak Rapah. Magan. Hagan. Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Fawad Aman. In English, it reads, Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect. In the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. Akash, the power in Hebrew. Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Baba Shah. Athalanawa. Akash. Larapa. Kamagala. Waka Madawa. Akash. Latha. Matazarium. Akash. La Quanyam. Hamathium. Akash. Amarak. Arakawah. Hatamala. Lagarsha. Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Fawad. In the English read, Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out in the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you, so be it. Blessings in Hebrew. Barakatha Yahweh. Why Yahweh Shai? Why Makiala? Why Halhalia? Matazabaya. Alawap Yahan. Alawapya. Hasaria. Patazayaya. Akayaya. Wakyu. Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Tawadaman. Bless you, Yahweh, and Yahweh Shai, and Michael, and the angels, the manager and Hannah, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the school, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, thank you, so be it. Psalms 121 in Hebrew, and it reads, Asha'ah, Ayanya, Ahariya, Mahayan, Yaba'ah, Azariah, Ma'an, Yahweh, Asha, Shamaya, Warataza, Ayathan, Lamawat, Ragalka, Yanawam, Shamaraka, Hana, La'ah, Yanawam, Wala'ah, Yadashan, Shabamar, Yasharala, Yahweh, Shamaraka, Yahweh, Tazaka, Yah, Yamyanka, Yawaman, Hashamash, La'ah, Yakaka, Yarak, Wala Yala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makarai, Yashamar, Atha, Yapaska, Yahweh, Yashamar, Tazaka, Wabawaka, Ma'atha, Avalon. The angels read, I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth, even forevermore. Psalms 83 in Hebrew. It reads, Alahayam, the Mayalaka, Al Tasharash, Wa'al Bashquat, Kayahana, Hawayaka, Yahama Yawan, Ra'ash, Yamaka, Yamar, Savada, Wayata, Yatazawa, El Tazapawan, Yaka, Amawa, Lakawa, Wanakayadan, Magaya, Wala'ah, Yazakar, Shamdasharala, Awada, Kaya, Nawatazawa, Naba, Yakawa, Bayaka, Baya, Yakapawa, Ahalaya, Adawan, Wayashamai, Alayam, Mawaba, Waharagaya, Bal, Wa Amawan, Wa Amala, Palasha, Yashaba, Tazawa, Gamashawa, Nalawa, Aman, Ayawa, Zerawa, Labanya Lawa, Salah, Asha, Laham, Kamaya, Kaya Sarah, Kaya Yaya, Manakal, Kwa Washawan, Nashamawa, Bayandawa, Haya Daman, Lahadama, Shayata Tamwa, Nada, Yamawa, Kara, Wakazaba, Wakazatal, Mana, Kadasa Yakmoa, Asha, Amawa, Na Yashawa, Arnasha, Lanawa, Ata, Nawa, Alahaya, Shatamu, Wawa, Kagagala, Kakwash, Lapanya Waka, Ka'a, Tabar Yar, Wakalaba, Talahat, Haryayam, Khan, Daradama, Nasar Saraka, Wabasa, Wapaka, Tabahalam, Mala'ah, Payaham, Palawan, Wayabakwashwa, Shamka, Yahawa, Wabashwa, Wayabahala, Adayai, Wayakapawa, Wayabawa, Wayadawa, Kayatha, Shamka, Yahawa, Labaka, Ayawan, Kahayatha, Ataraza. In the English read, keep not thy silence, O God, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel shall be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, and the Israelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, the Baal and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They are hoping the children of Lot. Do unto them as unto the Mennonites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kisan, which pairs at Endor, that became as dung for the earth. Make the nobles like Oreb, and like Zeeb, yea, all the princes of Zabah and of Zamuna, who said, let us take to ourselves the others of God in possession. Oh my God, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burns a wood, and as the flame set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Lord, let them be confounded in trouble forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, are the most high of all earth. So, all right. You see, that Psalms 83 is a powerful prayer. It's a very powerful prayer. But we are going into Judges today. Started chapter 1. Be showing like what basically going in with the children of Israel. Getting into the land flowing with milk and honey. But we're gonna see how they act once they get off in there. Let's go to Judges chapter 1, verse 1. Now, after the death of Joshua, it came to pass that the children of Israel asked the Lord, saying, who shall go up for us against the Canaanites first to fight against them? So that now they want to know, hey, you promised this land, who going up against the Canaanites? That's what they want to know. Who going to do the fighting for them now that Joshua's dead? And Lord, in verse 2, and the Lord said, Judah shall go up. Behold, I have delivered the land into his hand. And Judah said unto Simeon, his brother, come up with me into my lot, that we may fight against the Canaanites. And I likewise will go with thee into thy lot. So Simeon went with him. So Judah told his brother, hey, you fight with me, I'm going to fight with you. Brothers. That's how brothers do, one roll, the other roll. You got what, 12 of them, so they all going to fight together. Verse 4, and Judah went up, and the Lord delivered the Canaanites and the Perizzites into their hand, and they slew of them in Bezek 10,000 men. Verse 5, and they found Adonam Bezek in Bezek, and they fought against him, and they slew the Canaanites and the Perizzites. But Adonai Bezek fled, and they pursued after him and caught him, and cut off his thumbs and great toes. Verse 7, and Adonai Bezek said, 70 kings, having their thumbs and great toes cut off, gather their meat under my table, as I have done. So God have acquitted me. And they brought him to Jerusalem, and there he died. So they conquered Jerusalem. That's how they got, that's how they got it. They got Jerusalem. We don't have Jerusalem now, but we're going to get it. We're going to get it. We're going to get it back. Now the children of Judah had fought against Jerusalem and had taken it and smitten it with the edge of the sword and set the city on fire. And afterward, the children of Judah went down to fight against the Canaanites that dwelt in the mountain and in the south and in the valley. And Judah went against the Canaanites that dwelt in Hebron. Now the name of Hebron before was Kirjath-Arba, and they slew Sheshai and Aman and Talmai. And from thence he went against the inhabitants of Debir. And the name of Debir before was Kirjath-Sepher. Verse 12. And Caleb said, he that smiteth Kirjath-Sepher and take it, to him will I give Aksah, my daughter, to wife. Let me see. Now who was there? That was Caleb. Say, whoever take them down, I'm giving you my daughter. Daughter must be bad, And they go, what? This is one of the judges right here, And Othniel, the son of Kenaz, Caleb's younger brother, took it, and he gave him Asa, his daughter, to wife. 14. And it came to pass. When she came to him, and that she moved him to ask of her father in field, and she lighted from off her ass. And Caleb said unto her, What wilt thou? What wilt thou? Verse 15. And she said unto him, Give me a blessing, for thou hast given me a soft land. Give me also springs of water. And Caleb gave her the upper springs and the nether springs. And now, let's see, we say light off her ass. That means she was on a donkey. That's what her ass is. For y'all vulgar-minded people, that's what that is. And she asked for a spring. Verse 16, and the children of the Kenite, Moses' father-in-law, went up out of the city of palm trees with the children of Judah into the wilderness of Judah, which lies in the south of Arad, and they went and dwelt among the people. 17, and Judah went with Simeon his brother, and they slew the Canaanites that inhabited Zephath.
and utterly destroyed it. And the name of the city was called Hormah. Verse 18. Also Judah took Gaza with the coast thereof, and Ascalon with the coast thereof, and Ekron with the coast thereof. That Gaza, I mean, is that the Gaza Strip? Now you get to here, you're gonna see a couple of like you just read the Gaza. How they always talk about the Gaza Strip. It'll let you know that was our land. What they with the Israelites of the day, and the Amalekites that's living in Israel now, they just know that is our land. Like I said, Amalekites never lived there. They was from South Georgia, Russia, Poland, Germany, all those different places, France, all those different places. Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Verse 19, and the Lord was with Judah, and he drove out the inhabitants of the mountain, but could not drive out the inhabitants of the valley, because they had chariots of iron. So, the Lord, wasn't with them to drive all the way, because he proven, because every time we do something for these hard-headed, stiff-necked people, children of his, they always turn and follow other guys. So, that's what he doing. He gonna leave them among them just to see how they act. And the children of Benjamin did not drive out the Jebusite. Verse 20. And they gave Hebron unto Caleb, as Moses said. And he expelled thence the 3 sons of Anak. Verse 21. And the children of Benjamin did not drive out the Jebusites that inhabited Jerusalem, but the Jebusites dwell with the children of Benjamin in Jerusalem unto this day. Verse 22. And the house of Joseph, they also went up against Bethel, and the Lord was with them. 23. And the house of Joseph sent to describe Bethel. Now the name of the city before was Luz. 24. And the spies saw a man come forth out of the city, and they said unto him, show us, we pray thee, the entrance into the city, and we will show thee mercy. So they call somebody coming out. He said, hey, show us the entrance to the city, for we can, we can go in and do what we got to do. Mm-hmm. He said, if you do it, we're gonna show you mercy. We're gonna spare you and your family. And when verse 25, and when he showed them the entrance into the city, they smote the city with the edge of the sword, but they let go the man and all his family. Mm-hmm. 26. And the man went into the land of the Hittites and built a city, and called the name thereof Luz, which is the name thereof unto this day. 27. Neither did Manasseh drive out the inhabitants of Beth-shan and her towns, nor Ta'anach and her towns, nor the inhabitants of Dor and her towns, nor the inhabitants of Abilene and her towns, nor the inhabitants of Megiddo and her towns, but the Canaanites would dwell in the land. So they really didn't drive nobody out. But they took the land. So that's all the Most High is doing. He ain't that they he ain't like he could, if he took down Egypt, part of the Red Sea, make manna run, rain for heaven, feed them, make doves come out the sky for they can eat. Why couldn't he just wipe them out? Because he didn't want to. He wanted to see how they was gonna act. So if I dry them out, they're gonna, if I do too much for them, they gonna go back, turn their back on me again. So he just proven. Mm-hmm. Verse 28. And it came to pass when Israel was strong that they put the Canaanites to tribute and did not utterly drive them out. So the Canaanites was giving them a percentage of all their wealth, but they were still living there. Mm-hmm. Verse 30. Neither did Zebulun drive out the inhabitants of Kitron, nor the inhabitants of Nahalal, but the Canaanites dwelt among them and became tributaries. Neither did Asher drive out the inhabitants of Akko, nor the inhabitants of Zidon, nor Alab, nor Agzi, nor Helbah, nor Afik, nor Rehoboth. Verse 32. But the Asherites dwelt among the Canaanites, the inhabitants of the land, for they did not drive them out. 3. Neither did Naphtali drive out the inhabitants of Beth Shemesh, nor the inhabitants of Beth Anah, but he dwelt among the Canaanites, the inhabitants of the land. Nevertheless, the inhabitants of Beth Shemesh and of Beth Anah came tributaries unto them. And the Amorites forced the children of Dan into the mountain, for they would not suffer them to come down to the valley. Verse 35. But the Amorites would dwell in Mount Heres and Ajalon and in Shaalabim, yet the hand of the house of Joseph prevailed. So they became tributaries. Let's see. And the coast of the Amorites was from the going up to Akrabim, from the rock and upward. So they know they took the land, but they still living among the heathen. You know, they're still living among the heathen. And we're gonna go in to see why the Most High did that. You know, they ain't say they're gonna give them the land. You know, they're gonna be, they're gonna be in the land of the Canaanites. But because they like so hard here and don't want to listen, he letting them stay among them. Judges 2 verse 1. And the angel of the Lord came up from Gilgal to Boshim and said, I have made you go up out of Egypt, and I have brought you unto the land which I swear unto your fathers. And I said I would never break my covenant with you. So that's kind of the God we have. We the only people that say, hey, our God made a covenant with us. And no other nation on this earth say that. They can say it, but it don't make it true. This God doesn't Bible belongs to the blacks, Hispanics, and the Native Americans. That's what this God belongs to. It don't belong to no Caucasian, to no Ishmaelite, to no Moabite, no Ammonite. Don't belong to nobody but the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. That's what we belong. That's what we belong to. That's who this covenant for us. The covenant is for us. Not no other nation of people. Verse 2. And you shall make no league with the inhabitants of this land. So you make league, don't make no deals with them, don't make no covenant, no bargains, nothing with them. You don't have nothing to do with them. You shall throw down their altars, but ye have not obeyed my voice. Why have you done this? So why you think he ain't ran about that land? He gave them the land, but why you think they living among? Because they hard head. They want to deal with them after the Most I told them, hey, don't make no league with them. We ain't at peace with each other. We're not friends. We're not comrades. We're not nothing. The Most I told them, why have y'all done this? Y'all ain't obeyed my voice. Verse 3. Wherefore I also said, I will not drive them out from before you, but they shall be as thorns in your sides, and their God shall be a snare unto you. So you know what you was gonna do. You study making leagues with them. He said, I ain't gonna drive them out. They're gonna be thorns in your side. And that's exactly what they did. And their God shall be a snare unto you. It's 4. And it came to pass when the angel of the Lord spake these words unto all the children of Israel that the people lifted up their voice and wept. So now they want to cry, but they was already given orders, not to be at peace with this people, And if they did, they were gonna be a thorn in their side. And them guys who they love chasing after, instead of wanting to listen to their God because we have law, statutes, commandments to follow, and they want to follow their guys who you don't have nothing to follow. You can be disgusting human being all you want to, and that God still love you because that God has no power. And so the Most High punishing them. Verse 5. And they called the name of that place Bochim, and they sacrificed there unto the Lord. 6. And when Joshua had let the people go, the children of Israel went every man unto his inheritance to possess the land. 7. And the people served the Lord all the days of Joshua, and all the days of the elders that outlived Joshua, who had seen all the great works of the Lord that he did for Israel. Verse Verse 8. And Joshua the son of Nun, the servant of the Lord, died, being 110 years old. So long as Joseph was alive, it's like we Judges chapter 2, just finished verse 8. So go to verse 9. Joshua was he was a judge, and he was leading Israel at the time. He took Moses' place. And even even during Moses, they did the same thing. They whined, cried, complained about everything when they was with Moses. They did the same. Joseph brought them into the land flowing with milk and honey, land of the Canaanites. They all did. They all follow. They didn't want to follow God's law even with him. And to the Most High told them they mistake. And then they repented. All while Joshua was alive. They did, and the people that was under them, they did it. Verse 9, and they buried him in the border of his inheritance until their threes, in the mount of Ephraim, on the north side of the hill Gaash. 10, and all that generation were gathered unto their fathers, and there arose another generation after them, which knew not the Lord, nor yet the works which he had done for Israel. Okay, now you got a new group of troopers, got a new group who don't know the Lord, don't know all the things he did, how the Most High sent the plagues into Egypt, and how he destroyed the Egyptians, how he led the people through the wilderness and performed all kind of miracles to them, and brought them into the land which he promised them. These don't know that. All they know they live in there. Verse 11. And the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord and served Baalim. Verse 12. And they forsook the Lord God of their fathers, which brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed other gods, the gods of the people that were round about them, and bowed themselves unto them, and provoked the Lord to anger. So not they done did. They don't went serve other gods. And Most High told them, what? Exodus 20:3. So thou shalt serve no other gods for me. And he told them, I'm I am God, just paraphrase, my name is jealous. So he ain't he ain't no weak God. He just like what? Like it's 15:3 says, Lord is a man of war. Lord is his name, he ain't playing this, he ain't playing with you about serving another guy. So, which brought them out of the land of Egypt and followed other gods, but the gods of the people that were round about them, and bowed themselves unto them and provoked the Lord to anger. Verse 13. And they forsook the Lord and served Baal and Ashtaroth. 14. And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel, and he delivered them into the hands of the spoilers that spoiled them, and he sold them unto the hands of their enemies round about, so they could not any longer stand before their enemies. Now this ought to kind of wake you up here, and wonder why we got things so bad. Why we got it so bad? Because we ain't want to follow the law, statutes, commandments. That's why the oppressor over us. That's why we live in the ghettos, the barrios, and the reservations. Because we didn't want to follow, follow the Lord. And that's what it is. That's why like you hear all the time, Christianity is a hell of a drug. And Christianity blind so many of our people. I was blind at first. I was blind by that Christianity till I first found out that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans were the 12 tribes in the nation of Israel. I had no idea about it. I just thought, pretty much what everybody know. You don't have our history in books. Just like we just dropped out of nowhere. Because not history. What start with 1600, came from off a boat, and came from off out of Africa. They don't have our history like other like more in our history, like the Caucasian history. We as far as they concerned, we don't have a history. We just came from out of Africa and that's it. But our history is deeper than that. It's in verse 15. Wheresoever they went out, the hand of the Lord was against them for evil, as the Lord has said, as the Lord has sworn unto them, and they were greatly distressed. So they couldn't lift a finger because the Most High was against them. Most High was against them. Verse 16. Nevertheless, the Lord raised up judges, which delivered them out of the hand of those that spoiled them. The Lord was against them, but he still loved his children, so he raised somebody that was righteous up to deliver them out of his hand. To show them that his laws and his commandments. Verse 17. And yet they would not hearken unto their judges. He said they ain't want to listen to the judges. But they went a whoring after other gods. And they still went after other gods, even though they seen the Most High was against them, everything they do. But they still went after other gods. They don't just remind this of us that we had Judges 2:17. Don't they remind me how stiff-necked we is? It's like these people in the Bible, that's us. Only we that hard-headed people. We that stiff-necked people. We don't care. We can have it right in our face, and we still gonna do wrong. We'll start at the top of verse 17. And yet they would not hearken unto their judges, but they went a whoring after other gods, and bowed themselves unto them. They turned quickly out of the way which their fathers walked in, obeying the commandments of the Lord, but they did not so. So they ain't do like their fathers, following after the law. Like I said, this is a new generation. Just like we got this new generation now that they shooting up everything. We got look, 13-year-old boys shooting up schools and stuff, or just shooting somebody. This is a new crowd here. It was bad that during my time you wasn't guaranteed to see the age of 18. Nah, they don't cut it. This generation don't cut you. If they don't die, they going to jail. They whole life they ain't even living life. They going to jail for the rest of their life. At 13 to 15 years old, they don't even get to see 18 on the streets. They be in jail already. Verse 18. And when the Lord raised them up judges, then the Lord was with the judge and delivered them out of the hand of their enemies all the days of the judge. For repented the Lord because of the groanings by reason of them that oppressed them and vexed them. Most I felt bad when y'all crying to him, why you doing this to us, Lord? Why you doing that? So he raised up a judge, somebody holy to help you get out of the rut you in. Even though you hard-headed, stiff-necked, Most High put the ISUPK out here for you since 1969 to bring you back into the unto him. Now, hey, I know you probably look at the way we dress or way we talk, because we don't talk polite half the time. We try our best. But our thing is we follow these laws, statutes, commandments. We don't care nothing about Christmas, no Thanksgiving, especially not no Halloween or Easter. We don't care nothing about that. We care about the high holy days is off in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. Any other, if it ain't in that, if it ain't in the Bible, we're not following it. And that's what that's what the ISUPK teaches. And the first thing come out somebody's mouth, they say, "Hey, y'all just like anybody else." Yeah, we mean. Do we make mistakes? Yes. But guess what? We don't stay in our mistakes.
we get better. We learn from our mistakes. We learn when we get checked. We don't get mad like, oh, I'm going on, I don't got to do this. We get checked, we take that checking and keep it and start doing better. That's what you do. You get checked, do better. Okay. Verse 19. And it came to pass when the judge was dead, that they returned and corrupted themselves more than their fathers. When they have a judge to deliver them out for the wrath of the Most High. When that judge died, they turned right back to what they was. And they, like I said, they were worse than their fathers. Like, yeah. Let's see. And following other gods to serve them and bow down unto them, that they cease not from their own doings, nor from their stubborn way. Okay, after they been delivered, all while the judges lie, they doing what the Lord say. But as soon as he died, they go right back to doing what they was doing. Verse 20. And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel, and he said, because that this people have transgressed my covenant, which I commanded their father, and have not hearkened unto my voice, I also will not henceforth drive out any from before them of the nations which Joshua left when he died. So that's why they couldn't get rid of all those other nations. They paying tribute to them, but they plotting up. They plotting up to get them. Like I say, he gonna have them as thorns in their side. I heard this conversation once from this oppressor saying, why don't we, for African Americans, have our own, move away from them and start up our own little plots of land for we can live away from each other. Like, that wouldn't work because it's been tried before. We done did that before. What? Black Wall Street, Seneca Village, Rosewood, that's been tried. We tried to move away, and every time we moved away from y'all came and bombed the place, set it on fire, killed all kinds of people. Y'all don't want us away from you, But this is the curses. That's how you tell we the people of this Bible. These curses follow us to the day we die. Let's see. Let's see. Verse 22. That them I may prove Israel, whether they would keep the way of the Lord to walk therein as their fathers did keep it or not. So he wants to say that's why he keeping the oppressors around him, because he want to see if they're gonna follow his law, statute, commandments or not. Verse 23. Therefore the Lord left those nations by driving them out hastily. Neither delivered he them into the hand of Joshua. Chapter 3. Verse 1. Now these are the nations which the Lord left to prove Israel by them, even as many of Israel as had not known all the wars of Canaan. Verse 2. Only that the generations of the children of Israel might know to teach them war. At the least, such as before knew nothing thereof. 3. Named the 5 lords of the Philistines, and all the Canaanites, and the Sidonians, and the Hivites that dwelt in Mount Lebanon, from Mount Bala-Hermon unto the entrance of Hamath. And they, verse 4, and they were to prove Israel by them, to know whether they would hearken unto the commandments of the Lord, which he commanded their fathers by the hand of Moses. 5. And the children of Israel dwelt among the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, and Perizzites, and Hivites, and Jebusites. And they took their daughters to be their wives, and gave their daughters to their sons, and served their God.
Now the Most High, said to Deuteronomy, give your daughters to their sons. He said that, but they went and did it anyway. Told them don't make no type of leagues with them at all, and they did it anyway. They did it anyway. Deuteronomy 7:3, said, this is what he told them when they went in. Neither shall thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter thou shalt take unto thy son. For they would turn away thy son for following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy the other. So he told them back then, and they still doing it. That's why these people pop in the Bible. This is us, because we hard head like that. We ain't gonna listen to that. We ain't gonna listen to none of that. Let me see. Verse 7, and the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord, and forgot the Lord their God, and served Balaam and the grove. And see, they went back and started serving another God. And therefore the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel, and he sold them into the hand of Sheratham, king of Mesopotamia. And the children of Israel served Sheratham 8 years. And this is one thing, knowing that we are the people. These people can't escape slavery. That's all they did. All they did was slaves to the other nations because they followed their guides. But let them let Amalek tell it. This is their history. They stealing. And I'll be glad when Christ come back, but we got to get right. Christ ain't coming back if we ain't right. Christ gonna delay his holding as long as we ain't right, but we got to be right. We can't we can't be one hand washing the other. We got to be right. We got to be holy. We have to be holy. Let's see, verse 9. And when the children of Israel cried unto the Lord raised up a deliverer to the children of Israel, who delivered them, even Othniel, the son of Kenaz, Caleb's younger brother. Verse 10. And the Spirit of the Lord came upon him, and he judged Israel and went to war. And the Lord delivered Shushan-Rathaim, king of Mesopotamia, into his hand. And his hand prevailed against Shushan-Rathaim. 11. And the land had rest 40 years. And Othniel, the son of Kenaz, died. So we always had, Lord always put, even though he was mad at us, he always put somebody to deliver us. And Christ was our greatest deliverer. He always had somebody to say, to lead us out, because like I said, we are stiff-necked people. We ain't gonna listen to nothing. I here to take that pound, because we so hard here. Verse 12. And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord. And the Lord strengthened Eglon, the king of Moab, against Israel, because they had done evil in the sight of the Lord. And he gathered unto him the children of Ammon and Amalek, and went and smote Israel, and possessed the city of palm trees. 14. So the children of Israel served Eglon, the king of Moab, 18 years. They're back in slavery. They back in slavery. They tell me this ain't us. Call the Most High God a liar. And let's think about when we out at camp. There, we have our principles. Yeah, we know, it's y'all chosen people, but they ain't really sorry. They'll say they sorry, but they ain't really sorry for what their ancestors did. They quick to say they had nothing to do with us, but yet you benefited from it. You able to. You could be the biggest. They can be the biggest. Like Esau could be the biggest drug addict it is. He cleaned himself up, take a shave, a haircut, and put on a suit. He could be running a 5-fortune company, and you have a job. Got all kind of degrees and all that, and you'll be at the janitor off in there.
while he the president. You know.
Let's see here. Let's see. Well, we had verse 15. But when the children of Israel cried unto the Lord raised them up and delivered Ehud, the son of Jerah, a Benjamite, a man left-handed. And by him the children of Israel sent a present unto Eglon, the king of Moab. So we had the first judge, Othniel, and got the second judge, Ehud. So now they like most times, like, hey, he dogging his children out. He giving them a way out. He always give us a way out. Mm-hmm. Verse 16. But Ehud made him. Verse 15. Yeah. Okay, verse 16. But Ehud made him a dagger, which had 2 edges of a cubit length. And he did gird it under his raiment upon his right thigh. 17. And he brought the present unto Eglon, king of Moab. And Eglon was a very fat man. 18. And when he had made an end to offer the present, he sent away the people that bear the present. 19. But he himself turned again from the quarries that were by Gilgal and said, I have a secret errand unto thee, O king, who said, keep silence. And all that stood by him went out from him. 20. And Ehud came unto him, and he was sitting in a summer parlor, which he had for himself alone. And Ehud said, I have a message from God unto thee. And he arose out of his seat. 21. And Ehud put forth his left hand and took the dagger from his right thigh and thrust it into his belly. So he done did this number. Stuck it in his belly. Verse 22. And the hair also went in after the blade, and the fat closed upon the blade. So he must have been humongous, Put the blade up into him, and they cut, the half went in too, so he took the whole knife. He couldn't even draw it out of him. Mm-hmm. And so that he could not draw the dagger out of his belly, and the dirt came out. The blood came out. Mm-hmm. Verse 23. Then Ehud went forth through the porch and shut the doors of the parlor upon him and locked them. 4. When he was going out, the servants came, and when they saw that, behold, the doors of the parlor were locked, they said, surely he covered his feet in his summer chamber. So they think, so they thinking the king, he's sitting back chilling in his parlor, That's what they think going on. So they ain't thinking nothing wrong with him. 25. And they tarried till they were ashamed. And behold, he opened not the doors of the parlor. Therefore they took a key and opened them. And behold, the Lord was falling down dead on earth. So they sitting around, trying to, I guess, knocking at the door, but it was locked. So they got the key and went in. The king dead. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And verse 26, Ehud escaped while they tarried, and passed beyond the quarries, and escaped into Serah. 27. And it came to pass when he was come that he blew a trumpet in the mountain of Ephraim, and the children of Israel went down with him from the mountain, and he before them. 28. And he said unto them, follow after me, for the Lord hath delivered your enemies, the Moabites, into your hand. And they went down after him, and they took the fords of Jordan toward Moab, and suffered not a man to pass over. And they slew of Moab at that time about 10,000 men, all lusty, and all men of valor, and there escaped not a man. So these were their best men, mighty men of Moab, and they got them all, 10,000 of them. Verse 30. So Moab was subdued that day under the hand of Israel, and the land had rest 4 years. So that's 80 years. They stayed from out of slavery for 80 years. Verse 31. And after him was Shamgar, the son of Anah, which slew of the Philistines 600 men with an ox goad. And he also delivered Israel. You know, so now we're going to go over this last judge. Chapter 4, verse 1. And the children of Israel again did evil in the sight of the Lord when Ehud was dead. 2. And the Lord sold them into the hand of Jabin, king of Canaan, that reigned in Hazor, the captain of whose host was Sarah, which dwelt in Harosheth of the Gentiles. And the children of Israel cried unto the Lord, for he had 900 chariots of iron. In 20 years he might have oppressed the children of Israel. So they back in slavery again. I mean, we did so much slavery. I mean, it's just crazy how much slavery we did. But that was our own fault. We did it to ourselves because we didn't want to follow the law, statute, commandment, just like we're doing it to ourselves now. We don't want to follow the law, statute, commandment. We want to follow what pastor says. That's what we want to listen to. We want to listen to pastor, not this Bible. Pick up the Bible, read that. Which does no actual scriptures. Oh, wow, I'm feeling sad. You know, what can you give me to help? Nah, I can give you to help you to save your life. I can give you that. Follow these laws, statute, commandments. Start in Genesis. Don't you do that? Read about yourself. Mm-hmm. Verse 3. And the children of Israel cried unto the Lord, for he had 900 chariots of iron, and 20 years he might have oppressed the children of Israel. Verse 4. And Deborah, the prophetess, the wife of Lebadah, she judged Israel at that time. But here you go, women. You got a woman that took the stage. But you got to look at this, just because she was a prophetess, she went out there, all puffed up. She was somebody's wife, And if she had anything to say, she told her husband. Verse 5, and she dwelt under the palm tree of Deborah between Ramah and Bethel in Mount Ephraim. And the children of Israel came up to her for judgment. Verse 6, and she sent and called Barak, the son of Abinadab, out of Kadesh Naphtali, and said unto him, have not the Lord God of Israel commanded, saying, go and draw toward Mount Tabor, and take with thee 10,000 men of the children of Naphtali and of the children of Zebulun? Verse 7, and I will draw unto thee to the river of Kishon Sisera, the captain of Jabin's army, with his chariots and his multitude, and I will deliver him into thine hand. So Most had already told his prophetess, hey, she already told him, hey, I'm gonna deliver them into, into Barak's hand. She already knows, and she telling him about it. Verse 8, and Barak said unto her, if thou wilt go with me, then I will go. But if thou wilt not go with me, then I will not go. So the Most High told him, and he's still scared. He's telling the judge, hey, if you go with me, I'll go. So he ain't got no faith in the Most High. Verse 9, and she said, I will surely go with thee, notwithstanding the journey that thou takest shall not be for thine honor. For the Lord shall sell Sisera into the hand of a woman. And Deborah arose and went with Barak to Kadesh. So she let him know, you ain't gonna get no honor for this. When you win, the honor will not be yours. I'm gonna deliver him into a hand of a woman. Verse 10. And Barak called Zebulun and Naphtali to Kadesh, and they went up with 10,000 men at his feet, and Deborah went up with him. Verse 11. Now Heber the Kenite, which was of the children of Hobab, the father-in-law of Moses, had served himself from the Kenite, and pitched his tent unto the plain of Zamin, which is by Kadesh. Verse 12. And they showed Sisera that Barak the son of Abinadab was gone up to Mount Tabor. And Sisera gathered together all his chariots, even 900 chariots of iron, and all the people that were with him, from Harosheth of the Gentiles unto the river of Kishon. And Deborah said unto Barak, up, for this is the day in which the Lord hath delivered Sisera into thine hand. Is not the Lord gone out before thee. So Barak went down from Mount Tabor, and 10,000 men after him. No, he was too scared to go by, so he had to have a woman go with him. So that's why he ain't gonna get the honor of the victor. Verse 15. And the Lord discomfited Sisera and all his chariots and all his hosts with the edge of the sword before Barak. So that Sisera lighted down off his chariots and fled away on his feet. 16. But Barak pursued after the chariots and after the hosts unto Harosheth of the Gentiles, and all the hosts of Sisera fell upon the edge of the sword, and there was not a man left. 17. Howbeit Sisera fled away on his feet to the tent of Jael, the wife of Heber the Kenite, for there was peace between Jabin the king of Zor and the house of Heber the Kenite. And Jael went out to meet Sisera and said unto him, Turn in, my lord, turn in to me, fear not. And when he had turned in unto her into the tent, she covered him with a mantle. And he said unto her, Give me, I pray thee, a little water to drink, for I am thirsty. And she opened a bottle of milk and gave him drink and covered him. 20. Again he said unto her, Stand in the door of the tent, and it shall be, when any man doth come and inquire of thee, and say, Is there any man here? Thou shalt say no. So in other words, like anybody come looking for me, tell the man here. I am not here. Verse 21. Then Jael, Heber's wife, took a nail of the tent and took a hammer in her hand and went softly unto him and smote the nail into his temples and fastened it unto the ground, for he was fast asleep and weary, so he died. So she gave him that milk to drink. I wonder about this. She didn't give him water. She gave him milk, and you tired, you drink some nice, some milk, kind of makes you sleepy. It makes you sleepy. And she drove a nail into his temples. And this fulfilling what the judge, the boy said, we're going to deliver him into the hand of a woman. And this is the woman. Verse 22. And behold, Barak pursued Sisera. Jael came out to meet him and said unto him, Come, I will show thee the man whom thou seekest. And when he came into her tent, behold, Sisera lay dead, and a nail was in his temples. Verse 23. So God subdued on that day Jabin the king of Canaan before the children of Israel. And the hand of the children of Israel prospered and prevailed against Jabin the king of Canaan until they had destroyed Jabin the king of Canaan. And we always hear some women that they're like women don't have no place in the truth, which is a lie. They say, I just gave you what women do. Women be a voice of reason. I'm just gonna say, a woman be a voice of reason at times. A voice of reason. They give. They was there to be a help me for us. We may make wrong decisions. And here she make on it. I don't mind this. I think you should do this. And we'll dwell on it. Like that, she's right. And that's what a woman is there for, to help out. So don't never think women don't have a place in the truth. They do, other than just cooking, cleaning, making garments, and all that they have, they have a place here, and that's they're going to end Sabbath service. So, abides them up here. Charlotte means to Israel.
turn face the east. Prayers. This is the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. It reads, Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayah, Wadash, Ayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malabaka, Tafa'ah, Watazaka, Ayah, Shah, Rataza, Kawa, Ayah, Shemayah, Thonganaba, Khan, Ka, Yawan, Masalat Kawa Watanawa, Kasalat now, Kawa, you know, Wala, Baba Yaanawa, Sayawan, Abal, Awashanawa, Mayana, Ra, Kaya, Laka, Amalatwa, Wahala, Apara, La Avalayan, Layan, Aman. English. Our Father which art in heaven,
Our Father which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Yahweh thy kingdom come,
Hallowed thy kingdom come,
and will be done
will be done
in earth
on earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread,
our daily bread,
and forgive us our debts
and forgive us our debts
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not
Lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
For God's kingdom
and the power,
and the power
and the glory,
and the glory
forever so be it.
forever so be it.
Blessings in Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Wa Yahweh Shai,
Wa Yahweh,
Wa Baikala,
Wa Ma'akah,
Wa Halaya,
Wa Halam,
which is a Baya,
Kasabada,
Alawap Yahan,
Al-Waqina,
Alawap Yan,
Kalawaqina,
Asar Yan,
I'm sorry.
Watazai Yan,
I'm sorry.
Ayat Yan, Alawap Yan,
Al-Waqina,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bashir,
Bashir,
Yahushai,
Yahweh,
the Wada Amun,
the Wada Amen.
in English. Bless you, Yahweh,
Bless you, Yahweh,
and Yahushai,
Yahweh,
and Michael,
and Michael,
and the angels,
and the angels,
Command Junior Honor,
and General,
the generals,
the general,
the captains,
the captain,
the officers,
the officers,
the troopers,
the troopers,
and the sisters.
and the sisters.
Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai,
Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh,
thank you so much.
thank you so be
The Kash the power. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai,
it. Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh,
Abakasha,
Babu Shah,
Thanganawa,
Down,
Akash,
Kash,
Akash,
Kash,
Naraka,
Lapa,
Kamakala, Wakamada,
Wakamada,
Akash,
Kash,
Tahar,
Lapa,
Matazariah,
Lapa,
Akash,
Kash,
Abakwam, Yan,
Palm,
Amatayan,
Kamakayan,
Akash,
Kash,
Ira Kawa,
Amakwa,
Atamala, the Garson,
Garsh,
Bashir,
Bashim,
Yahushai,
Yahweh,
the Wadaman.
Wadaman.
In English. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai,
Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh,
please give us the power,
please give us the
power to heal
power to heal
all manner of disease,
all manner of diseases,
the power to cleanse the lepers,
the power to cleanse the
the
lepers,
power to raise the dead,
the power to raise the
the
dead,
power against unclean spirits,
the power to get unclean spirits,
to cast them out.
to cast them out.
In the name of Yahushai,
In the name of Yahweh,
thank you so much.
thank you
So be it.
Bless Israel and Hebrew. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai,
Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh,
Barak Lanawa,
Yahweh,
Bayasharala,
Yahweh,
Bahabaya,
Yahweh,
Sakarian,
Sakarian,
Barak,
Barak,
Ha,
Ha,
Hagan,
Agan,
Hagan,
Agan,
Bashim,
Bashim,
Yahushai,
Yahweh,
the Wadaman.
Wadaman.
Lord, in the name of Yahushai,
Lord, in the name of Yahweh,
bless us and Israel
bless us and Israel
and the school.
and the school.
Bless, heal, shield, protect.
Bless, shield, shield, and protect.
In the name of Yahushai,
In the name of Yahweh,
thank you so much.
thank you so be it.
121 in Hebrew. Asha,
Asha,
Yan Ya,
Yahweh,
Yahayan,
Hayan,
Mahayan,
Bahayan,
Ma'ah,
Wa'ah,
Zaya,
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 Ma'am,
Ma'am,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Asha,
Asha,
Shamyan Yan,
Shinan,
Wa'aratazar,
Warakasa.
Ayatan,
Ayatan.
Namawat,
Amawa.
Gaka,
Gaga.
Yanawan,
Ayawan.
Samarka,
Samarka.
Hana,
Ana.
La'a,
La'a.
Yanawan,
Lawan.
Wala'a,
Wala'a.
Yashan,
Yashan.
Shawama,
Shawamor.
Yasharala,
Yasharala.
Yahaw,
Yahaw.
Shamarka,
Shamarka.
Yahaw,
Yahaw.
Tazaka,
Zaka.
Ayad,
Yada.
Yanyanka,
Yada.
Yawaman,
Yawan.
Ashamash,
Yawan.
La'a,
La'a.
Yakaka,
Yaka.
Wayarak,
Wala.
Malayala,
Wala.
Yahawa,
Yahaw.
Yashamarka,
Yasmarka.
Makarai,
Kara.
Yashamar,
Yasmar.
Yata, Yapashka,
Pasha.
Yahawa,
Yahaw.
Yashamar,
Yasmar.
Tazaka,
Zaka.
Wabawaka,
Wawaka.
Mata,
Alta.
Awalam.
Wa'alam.
In the English read, I will lift up my eyes unto the hills,
I will lift up my eyes unto the hills,
from whence cometh my help.
from which cometh my help.
My help cometh from the
My
Lord,
help cometh from the Lord,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
Thou suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold, he that keepeth Israel
Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade
The Lord is thy shade
upon thy right hand.
upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not spike thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
or the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve our soul.
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
The Lord shall preserve our going out
and thy coming in,
and thy coming in.
from this time forth
From this time forth,
and even forevermore.
for thee forevermore.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayam,
Al-Yaham,
Aldamayalaka,
Al-Malaw,
Althasharash,
Al-Dasharas,
Wahathashakwat,
Al-Dashakwat,
Kayahana,
Al-Danai,
Hawayabyaka,
Al-Yaham,
Yahama Yawan,
Yuham,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Ya Amaka,
Al-Malak,
Ya Yamwa,
Al-Yaham,
Sabada,
Saudah,
Wayata, Ya Tazawa,
Yasawa,
Ya Tazapawan,
Yasawa,
Amawa,
Amawa,
Nakawa,
Yakawa,
Wanakayadan,
Wadakunanda,
Magaya,
Yakaya,
Wala'ah,
Alaa,
Yazakah,
Yasawa,
Sham Yasharala,
Shamdashawa,
Awada,
Wada,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Nawatazawa,
Watasawa,
Laba,
Laba,
Yakawa,
Yakawa,
Yaka,
Yaka,
Maya,
Maya,
Yakarathwa,
Yakaraka,
Alya,
Hayabada,
Adawan, Wa Yashama, Al-Aliyam,
Wadakunanda,
Mawaba,
Wamama,
Hagariam,
Nagari,
Gabal,
Ba,
Wa Amawan,
Wa'anawa,
Wa Amalak,
Amala,
Palasha,
Palasha,
Yashabya,
Yasawa,
Tazawar,
Tazawa,
Gam Ashabor,
Gamasawa,
Nalawa,
Alwa,
Aman,
Ama,
Ayawa,
Alwa,
Zarawai,
Zawa,
Labanya,
Wadanga,
Nawat,
Wa,
Salah,
Salah,
Ashah Laham,
Asham Naham,
Kamayan,
Maya,
Kayasara,
Kayasara,
Kayayan,
Yamya,
Banakal,
Tawha,
or Washwan,
Washam,
Nashamawa,
Ashima,
Mayathan Da'ar,
Wadanga,
Kayabyan,
Yamya,
Salaki, Ayawa,
Hayawa,
Daman,
Dama,
La Adama,
Mahadama,
Shaya Bamwa,
Sanda Kama,
Nada,
Naga,
Yamawa,
Yama,
Kara,
Wa,
Wakazaba,
Wamasaka,
Wakazaba,
Kasaka,
Wakataza,
Wakatza,
Manai,
Na,
Kanasayam,
Kanasna,
Wa,
Wa,
Asha,
Asa,
Amawa,
Wa,
Navasha,
Nawasha,
Lanawa,
Nawa,
Ata,
Yaka,
Nawa,
Nawa,
Alahayam,
Algama,
Alahaya,
Aga,
Shayatamwa,
Shakagama,
Kagala,
Kakaku,
Kakwash,
Kwash,
Lapanya,
Lankapya,
Raka,
Waka,
Ka'a,
Kash,
Nabari Ya'ar,
Amandia,
Wakalaba,
Algakaba,
Talahat,
Kalaha,
Haryam,
Alya,
Kam,
Kam,
Daradama,
Gaku,
Nasaraka,
Nasaraka,
Wabasa,
Bagasa,
Wapaka,
Bagaka,
Dabahalam,
Babahon,
Mala'a,
La'an,
Payaham,
Babahon,
Palawan,
Alawan,
Wayabakwashwa,
Washwa,
Shimka,
Shaka,
Yahweh,
Yahal,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Wayabahalwa,
Wayabahawa,
Ayai,
Ayai,
Wayakapawa,
Wajakawa,
Wayabawa,
Wayabawa,
Wayadawa,
Wayakawa,
Kayata,
Kayata,
Shimka,
Shanka,
Yahweh,
Yahal,
Labaka,
Yabal,
Yoyawan,
Lawan,
Kaharatazah.
Kalaha,
The English read, keep not thy silence, O God.
Keep
Let
thy
thy souls of God,
Hold not thy peace.
hold not thy peace,
And be not still, O God.
be not still, O God,
For lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
Lord, thy enemy make a tumble.
And they that hate thee have lifted up their head.
They hate thee that lift up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people,
They take the practice counsel against our people,
and consulted against thy hidden ones.
consult against our hidden ones.
They have said, come,
Come,
and let them cut them off of being a nation,
let them cut them off from being a nation.
that the name of Israel
For the name of Israel,
may be no more remembrance.
may be no more remembered.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
They have consulted together for one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom
The tabernacles of Edom
and the Israelites,
and the Israelites,
Moab
Moab
and the Hagarenes,
and the Hagarenes,
Baal and Ammon,
Baal and Ammon,
the Amalek,
the Amalek,
the Philistines,
Philistines,
the inhabitants of Tyre.
the inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur also adjoined with them.
And surely also done with them.
They are hoping the children of Lot.
They are hoping cheering a lot.
Do unto them as unto the Mennonites,
Do to them and unto the Midianites.
as to Sisera,
As to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to Tubal,
and the book of Kison,
and the book of Kison,
which perished to Endor,
prepares to end
that became as dawn for the earth.
that came down for the earth.
Make their nobles like a rib,
Make they nose like a wheel,
and like Zeed,
and like the wheel.
yea, all their princes as Zabah,
We know like put stuff about
and as Zabona,
as a woman.
who said, let us take to ourselves
He said, let us take to ourselves
the house of God in possession.
the house of God in possession.
Oh my God,
Oh my God.
make them like a wheel,
Make them like a wheel,
as a stubble before the wind,
and the stomach before the wind,
as the fire burnt the wood,
and the fire burnt the wood,
and as the flame set the mountains on fire.
and the flames set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempests,
Persecute thy tension,
and make them afraid with thy storm.
make them afraid with thy stone.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with shame,
that they may seek thy name.
that they may seek thy name.
O Lord,
O Lord,
let them be confounded in trouble
let them be confined in trouble
forever.
forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame and perish.
let them be put to shame and perish.
That men may know that thou,
That men may know that thou,
whose name alone is Yahweh,
the name alone is Yahweh,
art the most high over all the earth.
art the most high of all earth.
These curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh,
Blessed is you, Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and earth,
and all things living.
and all things living.
Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh in the name of Yahweh,
listen to us now, right now.
right now.
Saying evils and curses and punishment,
Since evils and curses of punishment,
and destruction and death,
and destruction of death.
through the heathen that speak against us,
To the heathen that speak against
and the
us,
prophets,
and the prophets,
the teachers,
the
the
teachers,
princes,
the princes,
the priests,
the priests,
the Israelite brothers,
the Israelite brothers,
and the school.
and the schools.
Said evils and curses,
Send evils and
and
curses,
punishment and destruction,
punishment and destruction,
and death to the heathen,
and death to the heathen.
and shake loose the pockets of Israel.
Shake you the pockets of Israel.
They refuse to get to the school.
They refuse to do the school.
Force their riches into their sanctuary.
Force our riches into their sanctuary.
Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction,
Send evils and curses and punishment, destruction,
and death
and death
to the Edomites,
to the
and
Edomites,
the nations,
and the nation,
and the drug dealers,
and the drug
the
dealers,
court system,
court
the
system,
prison system,
prison system,
Planned Parenthood,
Planned Parenthood,
all the governments of our enemies,
all the governments are enemies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Roman Catholic Church,
Roman Catholic Church,
the Pope,
the Pope,
Islam,
Islam,
Christianity,
Christianity,
Egyptology,
Theology,
the militia,
militia,
Ku Klux Klan,
Ku Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation,
Arab Nation,
Skinheads,
Skinhead,
Positive Kamataza,
House of
Gay Movement,
Gay
the
Movement,
Lesbian Movement,
Lesbian Movement,
Spies,
Spies,
Workers of Witchcraft,
Works of Witchcraft,
National Space Program,
National Truck Program,
Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines,
Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine,
Wall Street,
Wall Street,
open up the internet
open up the
and the
internet
airwaves,
and the airways,
cable access channels,
the cable access channel,
and the radio channels.
and the radio channel.
Convict the spirit of any of thy people,
defeat the spirit of any of thy people
that seek to stop us
that seek to stop us
and bring swift death to all the heathen
and to bring swift death to all the heathen
that stand in the way
that stand in the way.
or try to stop us from broadcasting your words
Try to stop us from broadcasting your word
throughout the planet Earth.
throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the chariots,
Let loose all the terrors.
cause them to go to and fro
Cause them to go to and fro
through the earth and destroy.
through the earth and destroy.
Cause the chariots to come against America
Cause the terrors to come against America.
and destroy them in their strongholds.
Destroy them in the stronghold.
Let America shake the hands of the terrorists.
Let America shake the hands of the terrors.
Let Yahushua, Michael, and Gabriel
Let Yahushua, Michael, Gabriel
come down with the flying saucers
come down with the flying saucers.
and kill all the heathens
Kill all the heathen
that come up against us as we speak thy word.
that come up against us as we speak thy word.
Cause it to be known by all that is angels that have done it.
Cause it is known by all that the angels that had done it.
Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world.
Cause it to spread with reading throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake out thy coming.
Cause it to shake it out coming.
In the name of Yahushua,
In the name of Yahushua,
thank you always so big.
thank you always so be it.
So I, before we end, just want to say, don't forget tomorrow is the day of atonement, sundown to the sundown Monday. With that, say, in Israel, Kurd salute. Maj Sabbath, Amijah, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Barakatah.
Yo, Shemar.
Let's start. Turn face the sister. In Israel, we give one Kurd salute to the sisters. Maj Sabbath, Amijah, Barak, Yahweh Shemar Tham Bashem Yahshai.
Yahushua, Thon, Bashim, Yahushua.
I was top. Class dismissed.